The FIA has just dropped explosive new evidence about Lando Norris' car from the Abu Dhabi 2025 Grand Prix, putting his championship at risk and sending shockwaves through the F1 paddock. Max Verstappen fans are on high alert, as this evidence could hand Red Bull the 2025 title if sanctions are applied, creating a dramatic championship showdown. The twist? Norris' overtake on Yuki Tsunoda involved leaving the track to avoid imminent contact, but the FIA's investigation revealed key technical irregularities in the car, sparking intense debate about fairness and competitive advantage. And the fallout? Tsunoda received a 5-second penalty and a super license point, while Red Bull's championship hopes surged, leaving fans and teams stunned at the potential title reversal. Subscribe now, you cannot afford to miss a single moment of this high-stakes FIA investigation and the explosive 2025 F1 Championship drama. The Abu Dhabi 2025 Grand Prix turned into a whirlwind of controversy after the FIA uncovered new irregularities related to Lando Norris' car. What seemed like a straightforward race maneuver now became the center of intense scrutiny. The FIA's evidence suggested potential technical violations, prompting teams and fans to reassess the championship implications instantly. Telemetry data provided granular insight into Norris' driving and car performance during the overtake on Yuki Tsunoda. Every detail, steering input, throttle modulation, brake pressure, wheel speed, and tire load was meticulously analyzed. The data indicated subtle anomalies that could impact performance and race outcomes, leading to heightened attention on the McLaren team's compliance with FIA regulations. High-speed video footage complemented the telemetry, allowing the FIA to examine the maneuver from multiple angles. Frame-by-frame analysis revealed Norris' trajectory, showing exactly how the car behaved off-track. This visual evidence, combined with telemetry, helped officials determine whether the car's behavior could confer a measurable advantage, adding a new layer of drama to the championship battle. Driver context was crucial in the investigation. Norris had to react instantly to Tsunoda's aggressive defensive driving, making a split-second decision to leave the track. While this move prioritized safety, the FIA's evidence suggested that the car may have exploited mechanical advantages, blurring the line between defensive action and competitive gain, creating a tense environment for regulatory assessment. Consistency and repeatability of the advantage were analyzed rigorously. Engineers reviewed laps preceding and following the overtake to assess whether the irregularities consistently impacted performance. The findings suggested that specific behaviors of the car could provide repeatable gains under certain conditions, which is critical in deciding whether a penalty or points deduction is warranted. The paddock reacted with immediate intensity. Rival teams and analysts dissected leaked telemetry, video footage, and insider reports, evaluating how any potential penalty could alter the championship standings. Red Bull strategists quickly modeled scenarios where Verstappen could capitalize on a sanction against Norris, amplifying the tension and drama of the Abu Dhabi finale. Finally, this incident demonstrates the meticulous nature of modern Formula One oversight. Every maneuver with potential championship implications is scrutinized using telemetry, simulations, and video evidence. Norris' situation highlights how split-second decisions and technical details in the car can have season-defining consequences. The FIA's investigation left fans, teams, and drivers alike on the edge of their seats, awaiting the final ruling that could determine the 2025 title. The FIA's investigation into Lando Norris' car at Abu Dhabi 2025 generated an extensive dataset, capturing every nuance of the McLaren's performance during the race. Telemetry readings included throttle input, steering angles, brake pressures, wheel speeds, and tire loads. These measurements allowed officials to reconstruct the controversial overtake in granular detail, providing a technical foundation for evaluating potential penalties. Mechanical simulations complemented the telemetry, allowing engineers to model how the car's behavior could have influenced cornering stability and acceleration. By simulating multiple scenarios, the FIA could assess whether any observed irregularities provided a measurable advantage. The simulations indicated that subtle mechanical factors could have influenced lap times, contributing to the scrutiny surrounding Norris' performance. High-speed video footage provided essential visual evidence to corroborate the numerical data. Multiple camera angles were analyzed frame by frame, showing how Norris' trajectory off-track interacted with the track surface and tire contact. This visual confirmation, combined with telemetry, enabled a precise understanding of the car's behavior and any potential performance benefits gained from the maneuver. Driver input was also evaluated to distinguish between defensive actions and potential competitive gains. Norris' steering, throttle, and braking patterns were examined to understand the skill and control involved in executing the off-track maneuver. The FIA balanced the assessment of driver intent with measurable performance effects to ensure that penalties, if any, would be based on technical fact rather than speculation. Consistency and repeatability were key considerations. Analysts reviewed laps preceding and following the incident to determine if similar conditions led to comparable performance outcomes. The findings suggested that the car's behavior could indeed offer repeatable advantages, which is critical when evaluating whether regulatory intervention is necessary and how it might impact the championship. The paddock's reaction was immediate and intense. Rival teams, media, and fans analyzed leaked telemetry and video, speculating on how the FIA's findings could affect championship points. Red Bull strategists calculated scenarios where Verstappen could benefit if Norris were penalized, amplifying the drama and tension of the Abu Dhabi finale and keeping global F1 audiences riveted. Finally, the integration of telemetry, simulations, high-speed video, and driver input highlights the FIA's meticulous approach to oversight. Every element of Norris' maneuver was scrutinized to ensure competitive integrity and adherence to regulations. This detailed raw data analysis demonstrates how in modern Formula One, even milliseconds and subtle mechanical nuances can decide a championship, making precision and transparency critical to maintaining fairness. In modern Formula One, technical analysis is fundamental to understanding how a single maneuver can affect race outcomes and championship standings. The FIA's investigation into Norris' Abu Dhabi overtake utilized comprehensive telemetry, capturing steering angles, throttle inputs, brake pressures, wheel speeds, and tire loads. These data points allowed engineers to quantify any performance advantage gained by leaving the track, forming the backbone of the FIA's technical evaluation. Telemetry revealed that Norris' off-track trajectory produced a measurable increase in corner exit speed, allowing him to maintain momentum more effectively onto the following straight. This subtle but significant improvement demonstrated that the maneuver provided a competitive edge beyond merely avoiding a collision. Engineers used this information to calculate potential lap time differences, highlighting the importance of precision data in high-stakes racing decisions. Mechanical simulations were conducted to model the dynamic behavior of the car under the specific conditions of the overtake. Engineers assessed suspension response, tire loading, and aerodynamic forces, simulating multiple scenarios to determine how the off-track trajectory could influence performance. These simulations confirmed that the performance gains were consistent and reproducible, supporting the FIA's assessment that the maneuver could materially impact race results. High-speed video footage provided a visual confirmation of the telemetry and simulations. Frame-by-frame analysis of multiple camera angles demonstrated how Norris' line reduced tire scrubbing and optimized cornering, corroborating the mechanical data. This integration of visual and numerical evidence strengthened the FIA's technical case and ensured that conclusions were rooted in objective analysis. Driver input was also carefully analyzed to understand the human component of the maneuver. Norris' steering, throttle, and braking patterns were evaluated in combination with telemetry data to assess the level of skill and control required. The FIA considered both intent and measurable outcome, balancing the need for driver safety against competitive fairness in its technical evaluation. Environmental conditions, including track temperature, wind, and tire performance, were incorporated into the technical analysis. By understanding how external variables interacted with the car's mechanical behavior, the FIA could determine whether the performance gains were incidental or consistently achievable. This comprehensive approach ensured that the evaluation accurately reflected real-world racing conditions. Finally, the integration of telemetry, mechanical simulations, high-speed video, and driver analysis highlights the sophistication of modern Formula One oversight. Every aspect of Norris' maneuver was scrutinized to ensure regulatory compliance and competitive integrity. This technical evaluation demonstrates that in contemporary F1, even milliseconds and subtle mechanical nuances can determine the outcome of a championship, reinforcing the critical role of precise, data-driven analysis in the sport. The FIA's revelation about irregularities in Lando Norris' car immediately sent shockwaves throughout the Abu Dhabi paddock. Teams and analysts scrambled to assess the impact, realizing that a potential penalty could hand the 2025 championship to Max Verstappen. The tension in the paddock was palpable, as every point, lap time, and maneuver was suddenly under intense scrutiny. Norris himself faced unprecedented pressure. Media coverage, fan reactions, and commentary dissected every aspect of his driving, debating whether the off-track maneuver was purely defensive or conferred a competitive advantage. This intense scrutiny highlighted the extreme psychological demands on drivers at the highest level, especially when championship outcomes hang in the balance. Red Bull strategists and Verstappen's team quickly went into crisis mode. They ran countless simulations to predict championship scenarios in which a penalty against Norris could swing the title. Every potential points deduction and FIA ruling was considered, emphasizing how a single off-track decision can drastically reshape the outcome of an entire season. The FIA's investigation also had broader implications for Formula One regulations. Officials considered precedent and fairness, as their ruling would set a benchmark for future off-track incidents. Decisions made in this context influenced driver behavior, team strategy, and rule interpretation in subsequent seasons, making this evaluation particularly significant. Fans and analysts engaged in exhaustive debate over every detail of the footage and telemetry data. Social media, online forums, and broadcast commentary dissected each frame, with speculation running rampant over potential outcomes. The drama generated by the FIA's findings captivated the global F1 community, illustrating how high-stakes racing is as much about strategy and regulation as it is about speed. The emotional and mental toll on Norris was considerable. Navigating media pressure, public scrutiny, and the threat of losing a championship requires immense focus and resilience. This human element adds a layer of tension that goes beyond technical and regulatory evaluation, highlighting the personal stakes involved in Formula One's elite competition. Finally, the incident underscores how razor-thin margins define modern Formula One championships. A single off-track maneuver, when combined with telemetry, high-speed video, and technical analysis, can determine the fate of a season. The FIA's findings regarding Norris' car highlighted how milliseconds and split-second decisions can shift a championship, leaving fans, teams, and drivers alike on edge as the final ruling approaches.